To get the dealer's cost, the list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates, click on the Car Cost Canada tab at any time during the video.
I'm coming to you today from beautiful Tofino here in Vancouver Island, British Columbia, and I'm taking a look at the all-new Lincoln Nautilus. This is replacing the Lincoln MKX, also being replaced, the alphanumeric naming convention that Lincoln has stuck with for a couple of years. I think this name Nautilus just works with this vehicle, certainly going to stick in the brain just a little bit easier. This is competing against the likes of XT5 from Cadillac, also RX from Lexus. Those are kind of the benchmarks that Lincoln's looking at, but of course they're going to head at it from their own sort of unique interpretation of American luxury. We've got a great drive today. We're going to put it through its paces. Of course, steep competition, but I think they're off to a good start. So let's get on the road and check this thing out. So first of all, if I could just address this area of the world, Tofino. I've never been here. I'm a Torontonian, so this is the first time for me. And it's absolutely stunning. I'll put some shots up now. You can see this area of the world. A beautiful place just in general, and definitely a great place to reveal a car like this, the Nautilus. This is replacing, as I mentioned off the top of the video, the MKX. And with it, thankfully, we are getting rid of all the silly alphanumeric model designations, which frankly, like for me anyways, I could never remember which was which. Is it MKC or MKZ or MKX or MKT? Now, of course, we've got the Continental, we have the Navigator, the Nautilus, and we have the Aviator being the production version of which will be revealed at the LA Auto Show this year, 2018, going into production 2019. Now, this is not technically a completely new vehicle. This is still a shared platform with the Ford Edge. However, outside it's been heavily revised. Everything from the cabin forward is brand new, and I think it looks really good. New wheel options for this year, new paint options for this year. We also have new headlights, new fenders. It's really swoopy and nice. I think it stands out from the crowd. It's unique, but it's also uniquely Lincoln. And of course, they're going to this sort of chess theory of design rather than checkers, meaning that they're all related, all associated, but I think unique from one another. And for me, it just works. I know I'm a big fan of their new design language. So let's go through some of the big changes one by one. I'm going to start with the engine options. So before, the base engine was a naturally aspirated 3.7 liter V6. That's gone, and like everybody else in this industry, we now have a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. It's good for 250 horsepower, 280 foot-pounds of torque. Now, unfortunately, I haven't had an opportunity to drive that today. I've been in the reserve model with the upgraded engine, which is the 2.7 liter twin turbocharged V6 engine, 335 horsepower, 380 foot-pounds of torque. So very robust, and I can attest to the fact that this can get you up to speed and passing maneuvers, no problem. So if you're looking for a little more performance, I'd have to think that this is the engine to go with. Also new for this year is the transmission. So out goes the 6-speed automatic, in comes an 8-speed, which is a first for Lincoln. And I have to say, it's done what you want an automatic transmission to do, which is get the hell out of your way. So I haven't really noticed it one way or another. It'll downshift and upshift multiple gears at a time reasonably quickly, and it certainly suits the character of this vehicle. This is not designed to be razor sharp. They are not competing against the likes of BMW and Mercedes-Benz and Audi. This is more about ease of use and comfort. What they're trying to do here is create a very comfortable vehicle, a vehicle which is still competent, class competitive in terms of handling and performance and straight line speed, but one which is easy to use. And they keep using this word over and over again, sanctuary. And that to Lincoln means something that's comfortable, something you can get into after, if you have a hard commute, and you're going to feel rested when you leave the vehicle. So if we take that as the starting point for this, you're looking at competitors really from Lexus and Cadillac, who I think take a sort of similar approach to building vehicles. Has Lincoln been successful in terms of comfort? Absolutely. My co-pilot and I have been in this car now for probably 3 hours, and that's the number one word we keep going back to. It's comfort. So it's quiet on the road. They've got thicker acoustic glass this year. Lots of insulation in this chassis, you can tell, because road noise is kept to an absolute minimum. Body control is firm when you need to be firm. You do have 2 settings with dynamic dampers, and you can ratchet it up into sport if you'd like. I don't notice a huge difference between the two, if I'm being perfectly honest, but overall, minimal body roll. When you hit big bumps or undulating pavement, it does a good job of soaking that up. And again, again, it's quiet, smooth, sure-footed. Not going to scintillate you behind the wheel, but you know what? That's not what they're going after for. This is a different type of buyer, and I think they've hit the nail on the head. The Nautilus will sense the presence of a key fob in your pocket and pre-light the cabin along with displaying a snazzy Lincoln logo on the ground. Once inside, you'll find standard leather seats and solid materials all around, although the plastic around the center console is a bit disappointing. I'm also not a huge fan of the dash-mounted push-button gear selection, nor do I love the 12.3-inch digital dashboard, which, relative to the competition, is very plain. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto come as standard equipment, as do heated front seats, but heated steering wheel and rear heated seats are optional. You can expect to see marginal improvements in fuel economy with the new base engine averaging 12 liters per 100k in the city and 9.6 on the highway. The upgraded 2.7-liter twin-turbo V6 averages 12.6 in the city and just around 10 on the highway. The Nautilus is based on a front-wheel drive architecture, and in the States, the base model is just front-wheel drive. But for the Canadian marketplace, we get all-wheel drive as standard, which is good news. Now again, it's going to default most of that power to the front wheels, but it can send 100% up to the back, which is definitely going to help out in snow and ice. And last night, speaking with some of the engineers about this, they just said Canadians don't buy front-wheel drive SUVs, so they thought it was the right thing to package up the vehicle in a way that made sense for Canadians. Hence, we get it as standard equipment, which is really good stuff. This being the fully loaded reserve vehicle, I've got an optional tech pack which includes lane centering. Now this is a little bit different from a lane keeping assist, which is more of a passive system, sort of bounces you from line to line on the highway just to sort of detect if you happen to have fallen asleep behind the wheel or something. What this does is actually keep you right in the center of the lane, as the name suggests. Now this is not semi-autonomous or autonomous driving. You still need to have your hands on the wheel, and I've used it briefly here. There was a moment where it started to take me just a little bit sort of nervously out of my lane around a pretty sharp corner, but overall I think as just an enhanced safety feature, it's definitely good stuff to have. Also available for $1,600 is an upgrade with your seats to a 22-way adjustable seat with heating and ventilation and massaging function. Lincoln's certainly been making some noise with their crazy adjustable seats recently. If you keep in mind the Continental and the Navigator, I believe, have 32 or 33-way adjustable seats. I'm a big fan of those, and although I will say these ones have slightly less adjustability, they're really, really comfortable for me. I'm 6'2" tall. I've got lots of room in this cabin, very spacious, and with these seats having the adjustability they have, and of course the heating and the massage function, it has been a comfortable drive for the last couple of hours. This Nautilus starts at just over $50,000 here in Canada, and that includes the base 2.0-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder and all-wheel drive. Now, if you want to upgrade into the Reserve, that's $55,350. But of course, what I have here is gussied up to the gills. It's fully loaded for a total of $73,150. But I will tell you that includes $1,600 worth of 22-way adjustable massaging heated ventilated seats. We've also got an appearance pack with lovely 21-inch wheels, an additional tech and safety package including lane centering assist, and so on and so forth. So a very well-equipped vehicle at a competitive price for $73,000. Now, what do I think of this thing in totality? Well, it's a very solid, comfortable vehicle from Lincoln. I'm not a big fan of the interior, especially the digital dashboard, which I think is a bit of a wasted opportunity, and also the button gear selector on the dashboard. But I realize it's a little bit personal, and you may have your own opinion there. So this vehicle is definitely not going to appeal to that upwardly mobile millennial set that all the manufacturers are trying to get right now, but that's fine. That's not what they're trying to do. Again, think comfort, think mature buyer, maybe family with a couple of kids, people who need the extra space. And when you start putting it in that context, I think they've got a winner, and we'll see how this vehicle is going to perform over the next year or two. For Motormouth Canada, my name is Mike Gurr. Thanks for watching.
Car Cost Canada provides the dealer cost, a list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. The link is in the description below.